Hello and welcome to the Wednesday, August 29th edition of the Cluster API Working Group meeting. We have a pretty small agenda today, and Robert isn't able to attend today, so we'll see how much we can accomplish. Nadir, you're up first. You had a question about the conflict with the implementer office hours.
Yeah, I think it's come up a few times that I think the Monday meeting hasn't had good attendance, and it clashes half an hour. It overlaps half an hour with the AWS one. So I think there was like, do we still want to have it, or do you want to maybe make use of the freed up slot from SIG Cluster Lifecycle move to bi-weekly? Yeah.
Ilya, do you have thoughts on that? You're still muted.
Hey, so yeah, I mean, I'd like to attend the AWS one. I'm currently chairing the meeting. I've missed one on Monday because we had bank holiday in the UK. Should have probably cancelled that, but yeah, forgot that. But there was low attendance anyway. Did anybody turn up this Monday, or we had like one person, two people? Nadir, did you go?
I haven't been going to the implement hours, only the AWS one. Like, I don't really.
Right.
Feels like there isn't much value going for only a half an hour meeting.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, I wonder whether we could turn that meeting into a half a one to start with, a half an hour meeting to start with, right? So it doesn't overlap technically, so people can turn up to one and still go to the other. Yeah, I was supposed to look at those who originally proposed that meeting. I haven't done so. I'm happy to do so now and figure that out. I mean, there was a bunch of people who, yeah, so that's right. I've opened up the doodle, and I could see that a bunch of people ticked hours that worked for them, but it was kind of all over the place, and there was a lot of people, and I wasn't able to really tell what is going on there. So, yeah. I wonder what we can do here. I mean, I'm also happy to propose that we cancel the Monday meeting unless somebody requests it later on.
Yeah, I think the main purpose of trying to have the Monday meeting was to have a time slot that was more amenable to European hours, since the Tuesday meeting is later in the day.
Right. Yeah. So, right. I guess there aren't that many people who currently need it, so perhaps we cut it down to not even half an hour, but like 20 minutes, and see if people start showing up. And if more people start showing up, and then there's more to discuss, we could extend it, find different time slot, anything like that. Yeah, I think it would be reasonable to propose that we shorten it to, yeah, let's say 20 minutes, so people still have a little break before they join the AWS one, or 25 minutes maybe.
All right, that sounds good. And if for some reason the agenda starts overflowing there, then we can use the participants of that meeting to determine a better time that works for them.
That's right. Yeah. Who's got admin access to the calendar? Do we need to file an issue to do that? Or?
So there's an outstanding PR to update the SIG Cluster Lifecycle community page to discuss that, and then that will, once that's merged, that will update the calendar from what I understand.
Okay, right.
I'm working with George to make that real. Once we get the updates in, we can push it there. But I don't think we have, one of my general concerns with Cluster API and SIG Cluster Lifecycle in general is we are starting to become fractal with our meetings. and I want to be cognizant of and respectful of everybody's time. If the meetings prove to be not fruitful, I don't think we should have them. Like, because implementer office hours exist anyways for the different implementations, and we should probably, if it doesn't become fruitful, we should eliminate them, and otherwise try to rally on the current implementations that folks are actively engaged in, and use this venue as the common clearinghouse for things that exist across providers.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I can update that PR then, and or just not have that. Yeah, just not merge that PR. That'd be fine.
Well, that PR touches a bunch of other things, isn't it? Oh, hold on. Oh, that PR introduces all the implementers' office hours?
Yeah. So we say not to have the implementer hours now.
Okay. Team, that's your PR, right?
So I think we probably want to keep the Tuesday meeting just for now, because that does see decent attendance, and there are some discussions that happen there that cross-cut different providers. There's some general approach kind of discussions that happen there that are valuable, but also aren't overly relevant, outside of implementations for the cluster API that may cause some distractions with this meeting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So moving on, Devin, you have a proposed PR to allow actuators to requeue machines. Did you want to talk to that?
Sure. Yeah, it's just a small change that we've been thinking about for a little while. We had a problem with AWS where we kick off the create for an AWS instance, and it's created, it's in state pending, it doesn't have public DNS assigned yet. And so our machine status, at that point it would return, and it's everything's fine. We created the instance, it would return, and then your status would be stuck in on the machine in terms of some of that information for up to 10 minutes until we resync everything again. There might be an issue with the error handling. It seems like we have a max retries of 10, and then we stop, and they all happen immediately. So I think the exponential backoff is oddly configured, possibly, where it's very low at the start, and we have a max of 10. So it's just immediately we run out of retries and then stop. So that's arguably a problem, but it's in generated controller code, and I didn't know much about that or how long, if that's meant to stay auto-generated or if we were just doing that one time. Anyhow, so the proposed PR just adds an error type that actuators can return that indicates they'd like that machine requeued for whatever duration into the future. So we could just come back and say, try again in 20 seconds, and then that intercepts the whole process, and you get your status updated correctly. So that's up for discussion if anybody wants to take a look.
All right, that sounds good. We'll probably have to continue discussion on that, over the PR, considering we're missing some attendees today.
Okay.
Any other topics that anybody has? No? All right. Looks like we're going to wrap up quite a bit early today and give everybody back some time. Thank you for attending.